Yeah, hello and welcome to the bi-weekly Spielworxx chat season 3. And my name is Uli Blennemann and I'm having a guest today, the wonderful Johannes Jaeger, better known as Hunter. And for you English language viewers, Jaeger literally means hunter. So maybe you're thinking why hunter, but that's the reason. And welcome, Johannes. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Thank you for having me
Yes,
on your chat.
it's my pleasure here in this wonderful chat. You are having so many viewers always. Now this is a small and cozy event. And for you viewers, if you have, as always, if you have questions and comments, please put them in the chat window, and Johannes may even answer them. To start, Johannes. Who are you? Who is the person Johannes? What are you doing for a living and what are you doing?
Well, I'm doing stuff with games. So I tell
Strange.
but I always say I do stuff with games, but I don't make games. And then everybody says, What are you doing then?" So, playing? Well, I play a lot, of course, but well, what we do mainly is the YouTube channel. But I would say this is like 50% of what I'm doing is making videos about board games and reviewing them and playing them for videos, and the other half is roughly, well, most of it is actually our convention that we are organizing in Berlin. We have a big board game convention we kind of invented a few years back, and that's a lot of work organizing it. And then also what we do is we do some merchandise stuff, some we don't do make games, but together with our community we have reprinted a few games and have an online shop and try to make some money doing that, because of course it's not easy to kind
Yeah.
of make board game YouTube your job, because my channel is quite big, but still it's a niche, of course, in German especially. So well, we try to do different things and, yeah, focus on gaming in many ways.
Yeah, first you are smart, not producing games. So well,
Yeah.
even if you said we reprinted a few once, which ones, by the way, did you redo?
Well, the first game we did, and this was a big surprise that it actually worked. It was Fiese Freunde, Fette Feten by Friedemann, Friese, 2F. I actually don't know the English title of it. Do you know it? It was translated, but in a very crude way in English. Um, uh, and of course, we only do the German reprints. We
Yeah.
don't do international things. And it was like it was out of print, and nobody could buy it, and everybody was complaining about it. And we kind of reached out to Friedemann, and he said, "Well, if you do it, then I help you bring it back together with your crowd." And that worked quite well. So we did this, and now actually the most recent project is Mission Red Planet, actually, the German version, because as we
Interesting.
Germans kind of opted out to do it again. And so we jumped in because a lot of in our community, a lot of people still want it. So
Yeah,
now
but
trying to do that in all this craziness around how delivering this
yeah.
game, bringing it to Germany. I don't know how I will get it, but
Ex-
I still hope.
it's extra fun simply. So yeah, and there is designer Matt Wolf. Hello Matt, by the way, good seeing you. And he is making a good comment here on your name. I mean, he's saying, I hope your partner has at least a name that means gatherer, hunter
Yeah.
gatherer. So no.
No.
But good try. But you hinted on your YouTube channel
Yes.
already. And first, when did you start this?
We started after Spiel 2013. So we together with my colleague, which with whom I started it. The channel was originally named Hunter and Kron, and together with Kron, when his real name was Jan Kronau, it was just an acronym of his last name. So we went to Spiel, and because this was a really awesome experience, we are just gamers, and then we, you know what it is, first time into the hobby madness. And after that, we said, well, we'll do something here. And I always had in mind doing something on YouTube. Of course, it was a different time back then. And there wasn't so many channels. And we just tried it. We just said, well, we're two gamers, and we know each other from school, actually, for a long time. So we said, why not try it out? We never were before. We never sat before a camera before, but we tried. I mean, if you look back now at our first videos, you see we were total amateurs back then. But yeah, well, the people liked what we're doing and our kind of passion about the games, and so we started and grown to this channel today. Yeah.
But that's interesting that you didn't have any previous screen experience, because last week I watched a couple of your earlier videos and I thought they were already very well done. So that's interesting that you both had no screen experience.
Well, we had actually experience behind the camera. So I was doing a little film. My original job was actually doing was in film industry, but not in front of the camera. I'm not an actor, right? And he as well. He's still in the film industry. He's a writer. So he studied screenwriting, and but yeah, I think I think somehow we have a talent for it. But as my motto is, if you're doing YouTube, you only can do it if it's your real passion. You know, you don't have to act. You just do your thing, and that's what we did, because we love games, and we just kind of say what we thought about it, so and how we felt about it, maybe. That worked well.
I think so, that passion is always very important. And let me put in the URL here, and you see it's still Hunter and Krone, although officially you are now Hunter and Friends. So you kicked out Krone and said, well, now I'm having a friend here, and not this bloody Krone
I
anymore.
didn't kick him out. No, it's the thing is, as I told you, we did this now for over 7 years. Like, we started on 2013. And after the first 2 years, I would say, I made the bold decision to make it my job, right? Because I wasn't happy in the film industry, to be honest. I wasn't happy at all, and I wanted to make a change. I really liked the board game industry very much, the people, the games, of course, the whole atmosphere, and I wanted to make this my job. And he was okay with that. He loved also doing YouTube and all the stuff around it, but he still loved his real job. He wanted to be a screenwriter and keep being it. And so he did. But the thing is, if you're doing it year after year after year, doing YouTube is quite exhausting. A lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of discipline. And it's okay if it's your job, is my opinion. But if you have two jobs, and screenwriting is also very time consuming, very stressful, a lot of, and it was like the case that the first years he doesn't had too much to do, but lucky for him, he got more successful, and the pressure was rising on his real job. So at some point, it's not that he said, I'm fed up with it. It was just, I had to keep, of course, I had also to keep pushing a little bit, because I needed to make a living out of it. And he was like, well, I have to do less because I'm just too stressed out. And so it was,
so there's a conflict,
problem that we had to somehow find a solution for this, and the solution was now that he just said, okay, then I'm going on a break, and I'm not out of the world. I met him just 1 hour ago, trading games and talking about it, and he will definitely be visiting us here in the channel as a guest, but without pressure, without obligation. We'll have to do 1 video a week or 2 videos a week. So he just will step by when he has time, when he wants to. And I think that's a good solution for us now. And who knows what the future might bring. So he's still around.
I'm getting back to him for a second in a second, but I'm seeing here some comments. First, hello, Ben. Good morning to you both. He's saying because he is in California. I hope you are well, Ben, and hopefully we can meet at a convention later this year. And there's Michi Geek. Hello, Uli and Spielworxx family. This is so Johannes is Spielworxx family. And Michi Geek is saying, yes, content creation is time consuming if you have two jobs, of course. For me, it is a part time and I have another job too. Yeah, and I saw Kohn also in Berlin in September and in at Essen. I saw him. I met him at in October as well. So he is still around. He's a wonderful person. And what I know from his screenwriting, although this is not from last year, I think it's a couple of years ago already. He did a screenwrite. He was a screenwriter for a Tatort, which is in German national television on Sunday, and it's one of the still movie events in German national television. So, and if you are writing something, or if you do the script for such an event, that is something. So, all the success for Kron. So, and your advantage is that you now have Hunter and Friends and not that Kron anymore. But but 70,000 subscribers you are having almost at this moment. And this
Yeah.
is a huge number for tabletop gaming. Especially so because it's not in English language but German language. So your audience has to be a lot smaller. You mentioned passion already is important, but can you give us some hints? So, because I want to have 71,000 subscribers at Twitch here, can you please give us some hints? What was most important for this?
Well, I think what's important is, of course, is the discipline is definitely important to kind of keep up with it for a long time. I mean, these subscribers didn't came overnight. I mean, if you come in now and the crowd is much bigger, so you can get more subscribers more quickly if you want, if you are lucky, yeah, or if you do really good content. But for us, it was a very gradual process, and I think it helped, of course, that because I was doing it professionally. Of course, I could do this every week, every day. I'm working on it, and of course, because we also do these other stuff, BerlinCon games. I mean, this is all kind of expanding the reach, and from starting from 2014 we were in Essen every year, had own booths. This is also something. I mean, there are not many influencers or YouTubers in Germany who do this or have the time to do this. I mean, now we have a lot of really good channels. It's not that we're the only ones. There are other channels which are also very successful and do very good content. But of course, you have to have a lot of time, and you have to sacrifice a lot to do this professionally. I mean, for instance, of course, because I have a booth in Essen, I can't walk around playing games all the time. I mean, it's the same thing with you.
Yeah.
In the moment you do it professionally, you really struggle also with the game time, with the leisure time you want to enjoy with the hobby, with everything. And I have to balance it, of course, because of course I have to play, of course I have to. But on the other hand, every day you wake up and you say, okay, I have 10 things I can do, and the day is over when I'm finished with 3. So it's always continuously doing more. And I know that in the beginning, the first years, we put a lot of effort in it, probably more than you should. I mean, it's obvious. I have some colleagues, and it's very common in YouTube that run into burnouts. And I was close, so I now try to balance it more. And when Corona is on vacation kind of thing, I looked for other people helping me doing something, and I'm now very happy that I'm having a young lady, which is now my partner, and I'm very happy because then it's not the burden completely on me, and I can balance my work gaming life balance is better. So yeah, that's the
Yeah.
way to do it, and to stay on the game, because it's no use that you're doing, and at some point you break up, because if you don't continue, it's over most of the times now. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand very well. And by the way, hello Chris, good seeing you. Hello to the UK. And there is Tommy Trello saying hi everyone. Good seeing you, Tommy. Yeah, yeah, I understand that you are doing quite a few different things. So you're not always sitting there and explaining games or presenting games.
Mm.
But what is a typical gaming day for you, Johannes? So you obviously you get up at a certain time, probably at noon, I guess, and
No, no. I have two little children, so I get up early and get them to school, hopefully, if not Corona's in the way.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, I've actually worked quite normal hours. Well, it is of course because I have children. It was different back then, but now I have to kind of try to get my work done, and mostly at normal working hours, because in the afternoon, in the evening, the kids come back, they have to
yeah,
get food, and they have to go to bed, right? And I know a lot of people who have children know this. If they are small, it's quite difficult to
yeah.
have this long gaming evenings, because you're too exhausted. So actually, I'm also playing kind of during the day.
Yeah.
I'm gaming. I'm gaming with my colleague, or I'm studying rules for my own. So and doing videos for my filming videos. It depends a little bit. I have 2 days where I'm in the office doing BerlinCon stuff, planning BerlinCon. We are filming here. I'm in the office, so it's my office day,
Yeah.
and I'm staying late doing games in the evening, testing new games. So it depends a little bit, but actually I try to do it as a normal work day. It not always works out, but I'm trying.
Yeah, this sounds yeah, this sounds similar to me, but I made the decision, and of course, it's not always working out to stop pretty early in the evening or late afternoon, because otherwise you will never finish, because there's always something to do which could
Yes,
be
more.
done, and but there's also hopefully at least always another day. So there is Purple King. Hi everyone, I sneaked in. Good seeing you. And Nicholas, good seeing you. And if I may ask, Nicholas, maybe you're writing this. What's the story about your game? Is it finished now? And Matt is saying, "Crack that whip, Uli." Yeah, well, I try to. I try to. But Johannes, back to you. You
Yes.
said already BerlinCon. So
Hmm.
yeah, what is BerlinCon? First,
Yeah.
Johannes is living in Berlin, so of
Yes,
course,
we both were living in Berlin, also me and Kron, and then we started BerlinCon also quite early in 2015. So the channel was only like not in the second year. Actually, we started Berlin Con, and it's a gaming event, of course, and the 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 whole story behind it is that in Berlin, also as the capital of Germany, there was no event really. There was
strange,
no
really
no
strange.
okay, there was a little bit of a little gaming event that was once there, and it was really weird in a backyard, and like 5 tables with old people, and you were really like, what is this? So and we were thinking about that. Why is that? Then we learned that it had actually a little bit to do with the German history, because in the East, Germany was divided, as you know, and in the East, the board gaming kind of culture didn't develop in the same way as in the West. So there's a lot of how you say it, you have to build up it here, yeah, again, and that's why all the gaming events in Germany are in the West. And then we saw this opportunity here. We said, well, I mean, but here are a lot of gamers, and gaming, as you know, is very international. We have a lot of English-speaking gamers in Berlin. A lot of expats, and they all want to have a big convention and come together and play. And then we say, okay, we have this. And at that point, at 2015, I was especially at that point, well, I want to make it my job, but I'm so far away from living from YouTube, I have to think about something. And we said, well, maybe we can try to make a convention or some kind of event. And we started off very small, like with 200 people. It was more like a community get together of the channel. But it had a nice atmosphere. And actually at this first event, some key people came together, like Alex, which is who now works for BerlinCon, is also present on the channel. Pete, I met him at the first BerlinCon. He was kind of a team. So the hardcore kind of board game enthusiast people in Berlin came together with this event, and from there it growed. And the special thing about it, I think, is it's an event that really came from the community. We are also part of the community, and it's also kind of, it's not only us organizing it, but we have a huge team of people who come together once a year and helping us organize it, helping us with all these things that had to be done on the convention. Like we have this big library, and they come and make all the preparations and stand there and hand out the games and explaining everything. So you have to have this kind, and these are all people, enthusiast people. They don't do this for money. They do it because they want to be part of the community and part of the hobby. And I think that's the special thing about this convention. And of course, it of course has the same kind of ingredients that other events also have. We have publishers who pay for all the thing, let's be honest, but you have a lot of a free gaming area, which is more like a little bit more like Gen Con. I wouldn't compare me to that, but we visited Gen Con shortly after we started, and we put a lot of kind of ideas from it, pulled a lot of ideas from it. I was very impressed by the gaming aspect of this convention, and I wanted for our event also that it was more gaming focused, that we have a big area and we have also gaming in the evening, so you don't kind of have this effect that after the event is finished in the afternoon, everybody kind of disappears in their Airbnbs or hotels and you never see them again. So that you really have this feeling of coming together for a weekend and really spending the whole weekend together. So, and experience the hobby. And we have a big flea market with also the people kind of really celebrating it. A lot of people come with like 50 games in their trunks and put them on the flea market and leave with 50 other games after. So it's a nice event. And of course, it was difficult now. With every event, it's difficult in the last 2 years, but we are still here, and now we're really hoping for this summer coming back, because we are summer event. We are at July, which is also kind of
why? My brief question. Why did
July?
you it in July?
Well, it was that of course we can't be in the autumn because there's Essen, there are the other big fairs, and we are in Essen. We don't have time to do something parallel. So we thought about it, and actually the thing is why we chose it in the first place was that in July Spiel des Jahres is kind of awarded in Berlin, and at the first installment, of course, we don't had any exhibitors. So we thought, maybe we do it on Spiel des Jahres, because then at least the 3 nominated publishers are in town. And to them just make, well, it's on Monday as Spiel des Jahres, and on the weekend before, they are already here. So they can just participate without further kind of ado. So, and this worked from the beginning. So they said, well, yeah, I'm here anyhow, what I'm doing here in Berlin and this weekend, so I can make this convention or take part in it. And this helped us a lot in the beginning. Also, the press got hold on it. So because once a year, the normal press is interested in board games. This is when the Spiel des Jahres is awarded. So the Berlin press, right? So they are searching for this topic. They find our convention and they do something about Spiel des Jahres and the convention as well, and so the word got spread more. So and this helped us a lot to have this kind of coincidence with Spiel des Jahres. And then actually it turned out that making a board game convention in summer is quite special because it has more of a festival characteristic. It's also, we have this evening events, Friday evening, Saturday evening, gaming till noon, like until midnight. I mean, and the weather is not. The weather is good. You can go outside. You have like a bar to drink. It's really like a festival feeling, and I like that very much. So I think the summer thing is quite special, actually.
Yeah, I think altogether this is a wonderful event, and maybe for some of you viewers who know UK Games Expo or Origins or Gen Con, they wouldn't feel or think that this isn't that different. But for Germany, yes, this is really different, especially if you only know Essen, because Essen is not a convention, it's a fair. So you're kicked out in the evening, and as Johannes said, you can play if you're lucky. If you find some partners, play in your apartment or in your hotel room. But at 7 o'clock in the evening, that's it. And at Berlin, you can play till midnight, which is wonderful. And also, the atmosphere is very friendly. Alex, Pete, all the other helpers. So you are really feel welcome. And of course, on top of that, there is this location because you can have Gen Con is in the Indiana Convention Center. It's a convention center. Essen is in Messe Essen, which is a fairground. But so what's the name of this location, and how did you find it?
Yeah, it's called Station Berlin, and it's an event location which is kind of built into an old railway station. A lot of Berlin had a lot of railway stations. Actually, kind of Paris. Paris is also like 6 railway stations, and Berlin also had a lot of railway stations, but they are all abandoned. They now had centralized it some, and this is one of the old stations, and these are huge halls where they used to have kind of the wagons and trains, and they renovated it to an event location. And this has a very special kind of atmosphere. It has these brick walls, and you have daylight rooftops, and it's a special location. And also, and when you go outside, you have like the subway running over you, and it's really, I mean, you can really enjoy yourself there. You don't have the feeling of being in a backyard of an industrial center or something. And it's in the middle of Berlin. You can walk to Potsdamer Platz, so it's really in the center of everything. So that's really cool.
It's a cool location, and as Johannes said, it's centrally located, so I can always take the subway, the S-Bahn, and then it's just 200 meters to go to reach it. So very well. And for you international viewers, if you plan to come on Berlin, maybe you can combine it. I think it's in mid-July. You can have some holidays, see something in Berlin, and then attend a wonderful convention. So I can't highly recommend it enough. So please check it out. So it's something. I have 2 questions here because I just wrote this down, and so you mentioned influencers, YouTube. So I'm getting back a little bit, and I don't like it as a German, but it's not my native language. I don't like the term content creator. Do you feel that you are a content creator, or is it something that is where you say, no, I'm doing videos?
Content creator. Yeah, I'm actually I don't know what I am actually in a way. I'm a I would say we do entertainment in a way, infotainment. It's part information. It's part it's entertainment. It's like the gaming itself. So content creator is it's a technical term, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's true. Of course, we are content creators in a way that to to um, to earn money, you have, of course, something we do kind of cooperations with publishers, or also, I mean, with BerlinCon, we have this big cooperation that
Yeah.
we're kind of the media platform of it. So in this case, we of course we kind of are content creators because you hire us to do something, but for the main content which we are doing ourselves, I think we are just entertainers. Yeah, so that's our main focus. We want to entertain the people and, of course, give them good advice, give them good information about the games, and that's it. So
Yeah, you're way too nice, Johannes, because I hate the term content creator. It's stupid, but maybe I simply do not understand because we are always creating content, even now.
yes.
But I understand this. Before I get to the second question, there is Matt. He's doing so. It may be a good advice, a good business advice for you, Johannes, because Matt is saying someone should run a convention devoted just to playing games at the same time as Spiel in one of the back unused halls.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a good idea, I can tell you. You can try it.
The idea is good. Maybe start at 7 in the evening and stop at 6 in the morning or something like that. That. So I have to think about this because there are lots of unused halls, so it could work out. But
I mean, I think if you can make it work, they welcome it. But the problem is really, yeah, it costs a lot of money, to be
yeah,
honest. Do
these
that.
these halls cost a lot. But the idea is, I have to think about this, Matt. But getting back to the second question, um, is gaming now? You started in 2013. Of course, you played games before. Now we
Yeah.
are in early 2022. Is gaming now in Germany, tabletop gaming? I mean, is it pop culture?
Well, I hope. All I do is to kind of make it this way. It's not there yet, I would say. I mean, the to to make some good of the pandemic, I think the pandemic actually helped a little bit because a lot of people kind of were thrown back at home and rediscovered it, and there was a lot of it was all in the news. Gaming because what do you do at home if you're locked out? So I think that helped a little bit. Um, but I think it's still a way to go to kind of get this picture out of the head that the normal picture you have in Germany is like it's a present for families with children on
Yeah.
Christmas, and this is this if you're talking about terms you don't like. I don't like the term Gesellschaftsspiele
Oh,
actually. I don't like
oh,
it.
it
Yeah,
has, it's all wrong. Yeah, thank you
it's
for
all wrong.
saying this. It's
Yeah, it's all wrong.
so,
Yeah.
it's,
And it's kind of if you're not talking about Gesellschaftsspiele anymore,
yeah.
but about Brettspiele or not, I think there's no translation for this term, right? In English, Gesellschaftsspiele, like
Uh, no, it would be something like society, gaming in society, in groups, whatever. It's a stupid terms. It smells of the old Bonn Republic, the old German
yes,
Republic when Bonn was the capital. So it's the 80s. So no,
yeah.
we don't
So
want this.
I think to get this, there are a lot of people doing a lot of stuff, things to get it more into the hobby term, and also I think also Spiel des Jahres. I know they are thinking about they changed now the format first time this year. We are still BerlinCon is at the same date. But normally they had a press conference, kind of an old school arrangement, like the press comes and the prize is unveiled and everybody writes it down and do the articles, and they now want to shift it more to an evening event where it's more like a gala style of kind of an Oscar event. And I think that's a good thing because they kind of realizing that it's not just the press who makes some articles for family magazines. It's an event that kind of needs to kind of have some outreach to the general public. And I think that's a good sign that something's changing here in Germany as well in the perception. And of course, I think that the huge success, the huge commercial success, helps also to get this going. I mean, maybe the gaming society in Germany is still not there, but I mean, the publishers are doing a good job, I would say, in the last years. So.
And I'm critical of Asmodee for lots of reasons. We don't have to get into this at this moment, but a tabletop industry that is growing needs a light tower that is really doing stuff that others can't do. And I'm not talking about Spielworxx. I'm talking even about the mid-level, mid-tier companies. They don't have the power to really change stuff or try out of the box. So for this, of course, a company like Asmodee is important to bring us into pop culture, and I'd really welcome it. And I see it quite similar to you. I think we are on a good way, but we are not there yet. But we have chances to achieve this. So, final question for me, Johannes. Your gaming predictions for 2022.
Gaming predictions. I mean, you probably think I'm naming games. I wouldn't name games. Actually, my gaming prediction is that we kind of in the summer get back to normal gaming with our people. I mean, I also have the problem that we had a lot of regular gaming evening events here, and the people are just vanished. I mean, I understand fully, but we need to come back together again to actually enjoy the hobby. I mean, I think I said it twice that the pandemic had some good effects on the whole board gaming thing. Yes, but it had a hugely negative effect as well, because I think the normal hobby player couldn't play. Because I mean, if you don't have close friends, if you don't have a partner who is into this hobby, and not a lot of people that are very much into the hobby, but their wife or their partner isn't. So what do you do if you can't meet with others? So your hobby is really on hold. You can buy games and watch videos and play online, but that's not the same. And I think it's really, I think that no question about it, that we had great games in the last 2 years and everybody kind of stay hooked. But now we have to get back to normal gaming. I mean, I hope this is really right around the corner, because that really hurts a lot. It hurted me as well. I mean, I think also coming back to the beginning, some people suspected that the pandemic might also be something that because Kron make this vacation, and they're actually a little bit right, but not in a way maybe the people think. It was just because if you're doing YouTube for 7 years, you have your daily thing, or your weekly thing. We have your every Thursday we are meeting, everything we are shooting, we're playing every this day, and this was interrupted, obviously, and if you have this routine and it is interrupted, it's really hard to pick it up again. It's like, you're coming from a marathon and you stop. You're going further. It's really hard. So that's definitely this break, this change affected a lot of, and I think a lot of gaming circles broke up. And my prediction is, my hope is that we are now coming out of this last wave. We really can come back together. Some of the latest, hopefully to BerlinCon and play together again without second thoughts. I mean, without the thoughts to without fear or hesitation or something like that. Because yeah, our hobby is not in front of the TV screen or in front of the computer screen.
Yeah.
It's totally not.
No, I agree 100%. And I see it, yeah, along the same lines. And I hope that at least in the summer it will be possible um, to play games with friends, with colleagues, and to travel to some conventions. And I can only stress this again: if you have a chance, come to BerlinCon in July, and I think you'll really like it. And maybe you can combine this with visiting Berlin, the city. So thank you very much, Johannes. This was really lovely. But if people would like to reach you, how can they do this? How can people reach you?
Well, BerlinCon has, of course, a website. One note, actually, ticket sales hasn't started yet. It will start in mid-February, probably. That's the aim. So don't expect too much of it if you're now visiting, but you find it on Google, of course, Berlin con.de. And of course, if you Google 100 Friends or 100 Kron, you will find YouTube videos. And also we have this homepage. You make the link.
Yeah.
We have a contact form here, so you can email me with my contact form on the homepage. The homepage isn't in English because we are focused on the German. We don't do English videos. Actually, I tried in the beginning. And I realized very soon that it's no use because there's so many good English-speaking YouTubers out there. I don't have to mess with this. I can focus on my audience.
Yeah, but I guess if people really want to reach you, they will find you, Johannes. No worries. And so thank you very much again, Johannes. Thank you to all viewers. And in the beginning, I mentioned this is now a bi-weekly thing in 2022, but there's actually indeed a Spielworxx chat next week because there are so many Spielworxx and industry news that I'll do a chat next week. It's just me, so it will be boring. I will talk about Gesellschaftsspiele here and
next cool hobby games.
Indeed, and hopefully, and by the way, hello Blue Dane, good seeing you. So thank you again for your time, and if you would like to see a special topic maybe discussed here in the future, please drop me a mail at uli@spielworxx.de. That is uli@spielworxx.de, or if you have some questions, just get in touch. And otherwise, till next week, bleibt alle gesund. Bye bye.
Ja.
Bye.
Bye bye, Wiedersehen. Tschüss, vielen Dank fürs Zugucken. Ciao.